Hello! This is another episode of Manga Mustard. This is a Patreon feature. So thank you so much, guys, for supporting us, for helping us keep the lights on, and just doing a little extra above and beyond of being a listener. We are super thankful for you, and we hope you enjoyed this episode of Manga Mustard. My name is Elizabeth P. Clyde, and I am here with TJ, probably one of the better hosts, in my opinion.
Mm.
I do have favorites, but I mean, we're like OG at this point, you know. So we're like the long lost.
We're old.
We are
The kids
old.
would call us Unk.
Well, I mean, maybe you unk,
You're older
not
than
me.
me.
Yeah, but you don't call it the female unk,
It doesn't matter anymore.
really. Hmm. So I actually had trouble finding manga to talk about today. So I'm doing webtoons or manhwa, if you will.
That's close.
It's close enough.
It's close.
Have you been reading a lot, like for leisure?
Yes. Uh, Manga, not so much. Not as much as usual. I've been reading Wind and Truth by Brandon Sanderson, the fifth book in like the Stormlight Archive. Just huge, thick books. It's like 1,364 pages.
Hmm. Very nice. Very
Mm-hmm.
nice.
Mm-hmm. If you're just listening to this, we actually postponed this recording so that I could keep reading that.
Just cause. So I have something to talk about that's not. I think this is no, they're both manhwas, but one's romance and one's not so romance. It's like betrayal.
Mm.
So I'm very
But there is
proud of
still romance
myself.
in there.
A
Mm-hmm.
little bit. But we're gonna save that one for last. I'm gonna do my cliche one,
Okay.
for first. So, do you want me to go first? Would you like to go
Yeah,
first?
you can go.
Okay. This one, super cute, super fluffy, guys, but there is a twist. It's called June Peach. So pretty much, there's this noble. I love the nobles, like any kind of like noble Renaissancey type deal. Love it, like Bridgerton feel. Love it.
Mm.
So her name is Leah, and she is. It's time for her to get married, and so her dad pretty much just has daughter for his political gain. So how he sees his daughters as chess pieces, so he can, just grow his influence. And so they have what's called their magic summer. So once the girls turn of age, he invites the most eligible suitors, and actually the queen even appoints this. That's how powerful this guy is. Will appoint eligible suitors, and they pretty much have the summer to try and woo his daughter, and she gets to choose who she wants to be with at the end. And so the daughter gets a choice, but like she gets, five, 3 to 5 people, whoever wants to come. So it's kind of cool. It makes you kind of feel like the Bridgerton type deal whenever they do the season and everyone's trying to find a husband, but it's just really condensed into that, which kind of piqued my interest. But what's really cool is it's pretty much she chose one and she's miserable. And so you don't really hear that. So pretty much the summary is like after 2 rebirths and 2 miserable failed marriages, Leah vowed to never wed again. Despite this, she can't get one man, a handsome Duke Julian, out of her mind. So there's the romance spoiler. So pretty much she gets 3 options and one guy completely ignores her, doesn't really seem interested, except he gives her a peach. He's like, "This is a peach from my estate." And that's pretty much the only contact they have. So she chooses the guy. Pretty much one guy's super attractive, the other two, meh. And she chooses a guy who gives her these beautiful words because she's rich enough. So there's one guy, beautiful words, other guy, jewels and riches and stuff like that. So she wants to be adored. So she chooses that guy. Fast forward her 40th birthday or almost her 40th birthday, the guy has a gambling debt and is a piece of crap and lost all the dowry. She's unhappy. And on her 40th birthday, she reincarnates and she's right back at the beginning of the summer, like magic summer. So then, once again, handsome Duke ignores her, but still gives her the peach. She eats it, delicious, because there wasn't peaches where she came from, like in her area. And so then she goes to the guy with the gem. She's like, "Well, if I can't be adored, I'll be rich and be happy." And the guy ends up locking her in a tower. This is all like episode 3 and stuff, so no spoilers. But the guy ends up chapter 3 locking her in the tower, and pretty much he has her on display as a jewel, so she doesn't get any love or affection, and he's having like affairs with other people. So once again, she's miserable, and then she goes back in time. So now she's all trying to figure out the dude, because the only option she has left, as she said, is I'm not going to marry. But then the dad blew a gasket, so now her and Julian, because she doesn't see him as husband potential, is forming a friendship. So not your average love story, but there's a lot of twists and turns, and like there is a reason why she keeps on getting reincarnated. And so I don't know how deep I want to go in, because it's quite like I didn't see the ending coming. And that's very like with a cliche romance type deal, you feel like you've seen all the endings.
So it was the Peach guy, right?
Oh yeah,
He was the good
definitely.
one.
But we found out. Well, I guess I'll just. Well, you still, if you guys want to read it, it finds out that so she's like technically living her third life with him. He's living his over 300 life with her.
Oh.
So something happens where this is his like 300 summer with her, and he found out every time they do their marriage, they're so happy, they're so in love, she keeps tragically dying unexpectedly. And so he finds out he has a curse put on him where like his loved one will always die. Come to find out, that first peach that he always eats, because since he's the head of the household, he always gets to eat the first peach of the season. There's a curse on the peach that his mother had put on the peach tree because his father, the emperor, didn't love the mom and had an affair. So whoever eats the peach, the love of the life will die, pretty much. And then the guy will have to get reincarnated and live over and over again with it. So pretty much they kind of find out the secret, and now they're trying to figure out how this happens. So she didn't realize it, but when she was in the two failed marriages, her sister died. But you didn't piece it together because she didn't love the first two people. Her sister died and she reincarnated. So now they're trying to break the curse. And there's just a lot of twists and stuff. Like you think it's broken and then it's not. And then it's, yeah.
That sounds a lot better than I
Just
did at
a
first.
random,
Yeah.
yeah, just a random like Duke, noble lady, fall in
Yeah.
love,
Boring.
yeah,
Snore.
overcome all the obstacles. But no, I was like, you
Groundhog
guys,
Day?
what's
That's
that
good.
one? Is that a
You never
movie?
saw Groundhog Day? Yeah.
It sounds familiar. I
It's
might
like
have.
did you watch the Sweet Life on Deck episode where they cross the international date line?
Oh
And they
yes,
have
yes,
to
yes, yes.
That's Groundhog Day. Groundhog Day
Got it.
started that.
Mm,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was quite thrilling, and it was fairly short. I think there's only 47 chapters, and like I said, it's a manhwa, so I read it in a day, a sitting.
Oh yeah. It's so easy. It
So
just
easy.
the way they just like you're scrolling, it just feels like there's no reason to stop.
And I'll read a lot on my iPad with my pencil, so I don't even have to have you ever read so much manga or manhwa like your finger, like pointer finger starts to like hurt a little bit
No,
because
I'm swiping.
you're swiping. So I like doing the slider view, so I'm always like going up, like
Yeah.
scrolling. And then sometimes my
If
finger
I
hurts.
It depends if I'm reading manga. If I'm like on webtoon, then I'll get there. But I'm still using my thumb. I don't have an iPad. I'm not a rich kid.
I'm not a
You know,
rich kid either.
I'm just sitting there on my phone. But I might check that out. It's 47 chapters.
Yeah, it's pretty great. I really enjoyed it. It was refreshing not to have the cliche. And what's crazy is when I talk about the second one later about betrayal, I guess I'm like just not in a lovey season right now because
That's
I haven't
tragic.
really read any romance manga.
Me neither. I'm
Okay,
gonna keep not reading them. But
it's okay.
I was gonna talk about Ichi the Witch, which is really good so far. It's one of the newer series in Shonen Jump, but it's from Osamu Nishi, which is I think this is like her third series in Shonen Jump. Uh, but she did Welcome to Demon School Arumakun. I don't know if you've seen that. I know a lot of people did see that.
It sounds familiar. I think I've seen it back. At least one episode.
I think it's on Netflix. I'm not sure. Uh, I wasn't interested in that, but Ichi the Witch, I don't. I just kind of started reading because it was new and it showed up on the Shonen Jump app, and I was like, yeah, I'll try it, and it's really good. Um, so basically, to probably everyone listening who is unfamiliar, except maybe Christian, uh, our main character Ichi is in a world where magic exists, but only women can use it.
As
Oh
they
my goodness.
should.
So, the world is more or less ran by witches because only women can use magic, and they are basically giant demons that like to kill people,
I want to
and
be in that world.
they call those magics. So, Ichi grew up orphaned, fighting for his life, trying to survive, just out in the wild. So he learned how to hunt, and he's basically a wild animal. Uh, he's a wild animal that knows how to talk. I love him. He's great. He's such a fun character. But he uses his, you know, talent that he grew over the years of being alone and being forced to fight to survive because he's just hunting, and he does get into that like whole like a more Native American type of use every part of the animal, respect your prey, that kind of thing, because he acknowledges that he's part of the ecosystem, which I like a lot. But what's wrong with my throat today? I'm struggling. But he gets lucky. One of those magics, they all have special little traits, and there's like a little riddle or challenge you have to do to kill them. He kills one that is a fox
Hmm.
because he's a hunter, and he's just like, I know exactly how to kill a fox. And that magic's challenge was just to trap it or something. So he kills one of the magics and gets its powers. And then
So
there's a man witch.
a warlock, if you will.
Nope, they just call him a witch.
Oh, boo.
Hmm, he's just a witch,
Oh,
which
okay.
is really fun. But uh, it's silly enough to be entertaining, while it's still a pretty compelling story. He's this is like new to him. He's learning magic. He's just finding out that magic really exists, and the world around him is trying to react to a male witch. And it's a really fun story. They make him like go to the witch academy and get all dressed up like the witches. Like they get him his own costume. It's a really fun time. And then what actually happens is he's just such a good fighter that he accidentally, more or less, uh, captures one of the strongest magics in the world. So it's not like something they can just ignore. It's really good. It's really good. I've been having a lot of fun reading it, and
I
it's
bet you. I think I
um,
would like that because it sounds like he should fall in love, or there would at least be like a counterpart that he that I could at least ship. Not saying like because I know when you said
you
Shonen Jump,
definitely,
yeah,
definitely can.
because I still love those types, even if it's not strictly romance like fairy tale. Like I ship Natsu and Lucy. Like
Yeah,
I can still ship people.
you should definitely check it out.
I will,
Ichi the
and
Witch.
but it's updating. I probably have to get a Shonen Jump account, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
we do not promote pirating. But
Mm-mm.
if
Piracy
someone,
bad.
yeah, piracy bad. But
Yeah,
is there are there bad sites? Is it available on badder sites?
I would have to assume yes.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. But we would not condone it.
We would not.
Never.
But
Never.
Shonen Jump, like the app, is like $3.
Yeah, I used to have it. I got it because I needed to do some kind of Galaxy episode with Christian. So I like bought it for the month just so I could read that because I couldn't find it anywhere else. But I think I would be interested in that. And how many chapters is it so far? Because you said it
17.
updates and it updates weekly.
It is weekly, I think.
Okay, that's nice. All
Let
the
me.
manga I usually find is monthly, and it aggravates me so much.
Yeah,
So I
it's
used
weekly, and they just got off break. So
oh
there's a new chapter coming out today.
oh just in time.
Yeah, it's like tomorrow, really, but like late tonight. Mm.
Ooh.
But it's a
Oh,
super good time.
I think I would enjoy that. So this
Mm.
one, guys, I do not recommend doing. I do not. This is a very adult anime. Not like it's not what's it called? You know, the actual bad graphics or anything like that. Just like I wouldn't suggest this for like a middle schooler, if you
Pang's
will.
just reading porn. We're
I
that's what we're
am not.
talking
I
about.
am not. You cannot. I would never. But anyway, so it is. It does have technically the Ichi category, you know, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not. That's like the worst it is. Um, and there's betrayal. So pretty much, a certain Mika who is hated by all girls in her company received a letter inside, and inside the letter was an ultrasound image of a baby. Suddenly, everything changed one day, and an unforeseen occurrence happened. Mika lost contact with her fiance. Toro also there were countless handprints on the windows of the house. So pretty much we don't really know. I'm like, oh okay, Mika is probably it was set up, and I love the cliches. Like Mika was probably a soft girl, and someone cheated on her. You know, like cliche. She's gonna find someone better. Uh, this one is called "Risky Revenge Tastes Like Sin." So I was like, "Yay, girl power! Put him in his place. You don't need no man." But Mika is the villain. So pretty much it starts off with Mika runs into this like very like nerdy looking girl, and the nerdy girl bumps into her, and she's like ah, blah, and their phone somehow got switched out because they had the same phone and the same phone case. So what are the odds? And Mika's bragging about her fiance, bragging about this, talking about how great her life is, and so the nerdy girl is like, "Wow, that's so great! I'm so happy for you!" And you know, really, as like a mean girl does, being a mean girl type esque, and the other girl is kind of hyping her up. And so I was like, oh no, that's probably the protagonist, whatever. And it's going to be sad for her, and Mika's going to stomp all over her. But what happened was Mika, it, oh God, it's so many layers. I can't even like decide, like, because you keep on, it's one of those mangas you keep on finding stuff out at the end, and you don't even, you still like, what the heck did I just read? So the big backstory is the other girl, her name is Toru. She was referred to as Hinata in the manga. Her older sister ended up committing suicide, which is another reason why I'm like, this is an adult thing. Um, and so, and the older sister wrote a letter to Hinata, pretty much just saying, I was so depressed because she was pregnant at the time, but she fell down the stairs and she lost a baby, and she grew distance to her baby daddy because her baby daddy was cheating on her, but he was cheating on her with Mika. So this is a huge just plot of Hinata to make the cheater and Mika's life completely miserable, because she dubbed those two are the reason that her sister died. And so she owes everything to her sister, because when she was in high school and her sister just graduated college and got a job, their parents died in a car crash. So her sister ended up raising her. So she has a sister complex, of course. And so she literally puts herself in danger to almost get hit by a car, where the boyfriend, his name is Toru, I got confused. So Toru saw her and helped her. So now she literally developed a relationship with Toru. Once a cheater, always a cheater. Toru starts cheating on Mika with the little sister, but he doesn't know it's the little sister. And so she is pretty much setting him up to destroy his life. And he did. Like she somehow got like Mika so crazy. Mika came up to his company and like was accusing him as cheating, and so he got demoted. He's getting transferred. Like so, she destroyed his career and she destroyed his relationships. And Mika, she just pretty much made her insane. But also, we find out Mika was the one that pushed the girl, her older sister, down the stairs, and she lost the baby. So there's just like layers and layers and layers, which is why she keeps on um, mailing Mika ultrasound pictures. And so she pretty much is psychologically doing warfare on Mika. And yeah, but
Mm.
then what's crazy is so she did all this work and destroyed all these lives, and she is actually a good person, so she feels bad. But then she gets another letter from her dead sister, pretty much, and because you could do that. So the first letter was like saying like, "I'm sorry I left you, blah blah blah. This is the reason." The second letter was pretty much she's like, "Did I make you sad? Did I cause you grief? Did you knowing all this reason?" And she's like, "The real reason why I killed myself was because I hated you and I wanted you to suffer." And so now like Mika has to now Mika destroyed, I mean not Mika, Hinata destroyed two lives and has to live with all the guilt and stuff. And then knowing that like her sister always resented her because she had to give up her life.
So it's insane.
It's so insane.
Mhm.
I I didn't realize how okay, I should have said like revenge tastes like sin. I should have understood the assignment I was reading. But usually I don't like messy stuff. And if I had the chance, I would not if I would have known, I would not have started this.
Yeah, this sounds like something you need like a web graph to understand.
Dude, it so many layers. But and I didn't even talk about Hinata's freaking childhood friend that she loves this whole time, and he loves her so much he's helping her do all this. So she's literally sleeping with two different guys. And like the childhood friend knows what she's doing, but he is. And then like she gets amnesia one time because she has a psychotic break. This is Hinata, not Mika.
Of
It was
course.
like it's just layers and layers and layers. And I'm just like, I would never read this again. Oh, you know what's funny? I'm looking at the summary and I never look at extra info. Under it, extra info. This is not a cutesy romance, just a heads up. I did not
Hmm.
read that. I did not read that beforehand.
Yeah, you should have.
I should have literally clicked extra info and would have done it.
Yep,
Apparently there's a drama. I don't think I could watch the drama.
you should.
Maybe
There's
we
always
should
a
do
way.
that on the what's new. But I wanted to talk about that because that's definitely outside of my genre of choice.
Good.
I have and I like my heart rate is high right now just thinking and repeating it.
I don't know. That kind of thing hurts my head.
But it's just the point of like you can't just I mean your sister's already passed on. And yes, like there was two crappy people in that scenario. But to go out of your way and to, you know,
Yeah.
make people miserable. I just can't.
I don't
I
have the
don't
energy.
understand. I don't either. I don't understand. And so many people will make it their like mission to make someone else miserable, and I just can't relate to that.
Mm-mm. No, just not at all. Like, oh, revenge.
Yeah.
I'm already over it. But
Okay. So hopefully you can round us out near the end with something happier.
yeah, my series does have like a little bit of the cute romance thing.
Praise God.
But Shangri-La Frontier, it was kind of huge for a little while because the anime came out and people thought it was really funny. It was the naked dude with the bird head. If you saw
Mm,
any of those clips,
I did.
that's Shangri-La. It's really really good. It's so much better than I thought it would be. I just started reading it on a whim. I never watched the anime, but it's so good. It's kind of like an isekai. It's like it's just not. It's kind of like a reverse isekai. It's weird, but the author started writing it when isekai were really big, and that's what inspired him to write it. So he started writing this as a web novel, and then a little down the line, it got picked up to be adapted into a manga, and now it is also an anime. So it's one of those situations which I feel like is makes more consistent manga. I don't know. I don't think I've ever read a manga that was a web novel that was bad. But maybe that's just because I have impeccable taste. Who knows?
I think you just have impeccable taste.
Yeah. But Shangri-La Frontier is really good. Super surprising to me. I thought it was going to be more like isekai slop. Uh, but I'm super impressed. He's basically our main character, Sunraku, is habitually a player of bad games.
Hmm.
That's what he does. He loves to play bad games and beat them. Because that's part of the challenge is to take this horrible broken mess and beat it anyway.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Which I can respect. I've watched videos of people doing that. A lot of people say one of my favorite games is the worst game in its series, but it's Dark Souls 2, so they're wrong. Dark Souls 2 is great. Uh, because I have impeccable taste.
You do.
But it's really good, and he, on a whim, he gets a little bit tired of bad games, and he plays what the world kind of unanimously agrees is the greatest game of all time. It's like full dive VR, so that's where like the isekai part comes in. He's just not trapped in there. So he just lays down, puts on the headset, and then he's fully in Shangri-La Frontier, and it's an MMO, which I hate. I don't like MMOs. But there is something special about the early parts of an MMO where people are working together to try and like push the boundary and like find out what the game is. And Shangri-La Frontier expresses that so well because he is, of course, absurdly talented because he's so
Mm-hmm.
used to playing games that suck so much that he has to be like perfect. Uh, it's really entertaining for him to like just play through this world and like steam through it, like absolutely steam through it. And there's the part that you like, the like romantic subplot, is completely one-sided. She like this girl goes to his game shop just to ask the clerk what he has been playing, and finds out that he started playing Shangri-La Frontier. So her big sister already played Shangri-La Frontier and was like a guild leader. So she was like, "Oh, that's perfect. I can play Shangri-La Frontier and catch up to him."
Mm-hmm.
So her big sister didn't want her to play as a girl because she didn't want her getting harassed and stuff. So she's
Mm-hmm.
just like this massive, super strong, top ranked player all of a sudden. And it's really funny because we get her internal monologue and she's like this giant Saga Zero. Like, and Sonaraku's like, wow, dude, thanks a lot. And then internally she's like blushing and screaming, like, oh, he talked to me. Yeah,
That would be
it's
me.
really fun. Yeah.
I would enjoy that. You said that's a. Is it the same name with the anime?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm
It's good.
excited.
You should check it out. But it's a good time. It's a lot of fun to see him, work through his problems. I think I don't want to call myself a gamer because I hate that word, but
A Gamer Boy.
as a gamer, it's fun to see like a pretty good depiction of what it's like, but not as skilled. Like expression of skill is nowhere near in real life what it is in Shangri-La Frontier because they have full dive VR and you can just like when he's moving, his character's moving.
Dude, I'm so excited for the day of one day we can just have VR and actually jump into a game. Like
Yeah,
Ready Player One or something like that.
yeah, it'd be great. You could have said Sword Art Online.
Yes, but like Ready Player One at least is takes it outside of the anime realm. You know what I mean? It makes it feel like it could be closer to us.
Yeah, yeah. Sword Art Online also stinks. So
Season two, don't. Season one
and
was great.
three and four and Gun Gale
Y-
Online and the Gun Gale
Yeah.
reboot and
Well,
Alicization
I
and
didn't watch the other ones, so because I stopped after season two.
they're bad. I don't know. I
So,
actually kind of like Gun Gale Online, but most people think it's bad.
mm.
But I like it. But yeah, Shangri-La Frontier is a really good time. And it's really fun to see him like build these connections, and he's also like kind of famous in the real world just because of how good he is at bad games. So other people in Shangri-La Frontier are like, "Wait, is that Sunraku? I'm gonna fight that guy in here." So it's really fun. It's a lot of fun. He accidentally kind of becomes like a professional gamer. Like he joins a fighting game tournament, which is a cool concept actually. Just since it was a really recent arc, I'm gonna talk about it.
I mean, I'm
Uh,
gonna do that today. There's 25 episodes on
yeah,
Crunchyroll,
yeah, you
so
should watch it.
I'm gonna buckle it up.
But he gets like recruited into uh, like a show match at a fighting game tournament, which this is why I love this part because I was like, oh yeah, this is awesome. Uh, and they do like such a cool format, and it's such an interesting concept for a fighting game. It's player versus player naturally because it's a fighting
Hmm.
game, but there's also the NPC element. So you play as heroes or villains, and then the villain's goal obviously is to defeat the hero, and the hero's goal is to defeat the villains. But the villains build meter by like attacking civilians, and the heroes build meter by saving civilians. So it's a really interesting mechanic that I kind of want to see in a real life game.
Hmm.
Like if my
Well,
hero, if the My Hero Royal Battle Royale had been that instead, I think it would have been a lot better.
hmm
Because
and
that game was not good.
this is updating weekly too, because obviously the anime only goes so far.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's a little harder to
Interesting.
read.
Is it?
We do not condone piracy.
We do not. We do not. But I mean, what if I just get so obsessed with these 25 episodes and I need more, and then my obsession will have me get a mental breakdown, and so to avoid me having a mental breakdown and to possibly commit murder, you gotta do what you gotta do. But we do not condone piracy.
Yeah, you gotta like move to Japan and watch it. It's on Kodansha's manga app.
Okay.
Which I mean, if you choose, if you have Shonen Jump and Kodansha, which is called K manga, you're pretty much covered.
Mm,
Except for
good to
you.
know.
You eat a lot of manhwa.
Yeah, I mean, only because I got to the point of like this. I read so much manga, I just needed a change.
Yeah. But I'm real quick. I'm just gonna shout out Doro Hidoro, just cause it's really good. Yeah, I didn't read it recently or anything. I just love Doro Hidoro. Super special, super different.
All
But
right.
that's all I got for today.
Samesies. So, I mean, obviously, I have homework to do to go watch this anime, and yeah, I think that's it. If you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure you give us a rating. I don't know if you can like and review an episode if this is on YouTube. It's been a while, guys. TJ and I was joking about how it's been a minute since we did a manga mustard, so we are not back in the swing yet. So thank you so much for joining us as we refigure out our lives. It might take a while, so just buckle up. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.